So we're looking at an Asus Vivobook F512J keyboard. Alright, well, apparently they just sell the keyboard, not the whole Palmrest. So let's get this apart. Let's see. Non-captive screws. To get this apart, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws. By 10, I mean 11. And he's in Arkansas, Parth. Right, but it didn't... Alright, so far all the screws are the same length. Yeah, so all the screws from here back are one size, and then all of these screws are another size. Alright, so once we have that out, let me... Alright. You just want to get a little leverage in there. Pop the bottom off. And the only way to get this keyboard out is it's like drilled in there. So let's not look for a keyboard. Look for the Palmrest with the same. Yeah, it looks like it. Alright, we'll get this ordered. Make a note that it's been ordered. Alright, so this is part 2. This is the Asus Vivobook. It should be that. And we're looking at this because there's definitely some liquid damage there. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to transfer everything from this guy over to this guy. This guy actually comes with a lot. It looks like there was definitely some liquid spilled on this now that I'm actively looking at this that I didn't notice the first time through. So let's see what we got. Let's do it step by step. So step 1, we already got the bottom off. We already got the screws removed. We need to go ahead, disconnect the battery now. So we got these little metal plates. You know what? Let's go ahead and put this on. All right. Put that there. All right. So you can zoom out a little bit. So we have the first thing we want to take off is this little metal bracket that's going over here. Looks like we have a total of 3 screws. We're going to separate these out and make sure that all the screws that go into that metal bracket end up back in that metal bracket. So we have 3 total screws, and then we're going to go ahead and slide that back and then disconnect the battery. And then after that, we want to remove the battery. So we have 1. And then we have to just be a little bit careful. There is a speaker cable running through there, which it looks like the new background, the new backplate comes with that, which is nice. It even comes with the Wi-Fi and the trackpad. It's a little bit different though, so we're going to swap it over. This one has 2 cables. This one has 1 cable. So we'll make sure we move that over. Let me see if I can move that over now. The other thing I want to do is I want to take this out. There's this little rubber insert in this speaker here. That I would like to get out of there. Because this new one, missing it. It's got the other ones though. So that's fine. We have our wireless LAN. We are going to move over. We're going to disconnect that, and that. Let's remove the Wi-Fi card. Ooh, there's a tiny little backlit keyboard thing there. We have this daughter board. What we don't have is there's something, whatever this metal plate is. Go to. Oh, it's the whole hinge. I guess we're undoing these hinge screws now. 2 hinge screws. We're going to unplug the fan. Take all the screws out of the fan. We got 3 screws in this fan. After we remove those 3 screws, the fan is underneath here a little bit. There's a cable going over it. Just remove the adhesive, and you should be able to pull the fan straight back. And while we're doing this, we're going to make sure we get this cleaned out, because as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that ends up building up inside the fan. So make sure we get that all cleaned out. That's better. All right. Had to adjust the computer, seeing as I can't I can try and move the camera, but it doesn't move the way you think it would. All right, so we're going to remove the screws from this heat sink, or the heat pipe, excuse me, because we want to make sure that that does not get bent. All right, there's that. So this this cable will need to move. It looks like it's part of the screen assembly. So let's get these screws out of the motherboard. There was, let me recap a little bit. There was 4 screws in this. We're going to just need to make sure that they stay with that. To remove the hinge, there was 2 screws for that. To remove the fan, there was 3 screws for that. So that should free up this here. I just have to remove that adhesive, which I'm not going to do yet. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. Going to remove that. This for a hinge. And then this one here, which looks real bad. Like, I don't know if you guys can can see that, how bad this looks. Let me get all the way zoomed in here. Oh, this way. This right here. Shmoo. So whatever that is, that's probably what killed this keyboard. Alright, now we're going to remove the rest of the screws from the motherboard. We have one here. Keep these separated. So what I like doing is I like doing this. I have this on this mat, I have them separated out into different, like I have different colors, different screws go different places. So it helps me keep them organized. Alright, so this screw goes here. I'm going to pretend this gray square is actually the motherboard. So the first black screw goes in the bottom left, and then the next screw, that's this one, is going to go in the center on the bottom. And then along the right side we have one, which is right there. And then there's a black screw. That will be two, which goes right there. In that corner we don't have anything. And then we have that one. Let's see what we got here. And then along the side we don't have any. Make sure there's not one right there. There's not. Grab this corner. Goes there. Okay. Alright, so we got that one. I'll show you what that looks like over there after a second. And then there's this right next to the memory. And that should be all of them. Oop, I missed one right here. This one goes right there. Alright, cool. So what that looks like on my mat is this. This is like just a quick little graphical, like quick glance. I know where these screws go. They correspond to what I did here. So, alright. Let's go ahead, lift that up. We're going to need to undo that cable. It looks like we have a cable on the bottom of the motherboard, so that just makes it a little bit more difficult. We need to lift this adhesive off, which we will put back on there. And then this hinge comes up as well. Now, let's get rid of that. So now this board is kind of free, so I should be able to just out the way. And then move this into place. And we will get rid of this cable. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, I almost forgot. I want to remove this trackpad and move this trackpad over. Looks like it's a single screw. And then this whole trackpad just lifts up and out. Same deal, single screw. And then this should lift up and out. So my thing with this is I don't know which one of these is newer. If I had to guess, this is the newest revision of this. They added an additional cable for some reason. Not specifically sure. But better safe than sorry as far as moving that over is concerned. There's that. Put that down there. Alright, so now we will flip this guy in here. Line up all of our holes. Make sure that our cables are where they are on top of stuff versus underneath stuff. So we got that. We got this. And we got that. And then this cable stays underneath. Goes over here. That's still lined up. We do not need this. Now, we're just going to go ahead and put our screws back in, get everything lined back up. That goes there, that goes there. Actually, let me grab this. You know what? No, we're just going to put this one over it. It's not going to hurt anything. Just like that. And all this is here for is to isolate this little arm so that it's not shorting against something. All right, let's go ahead and put these hinges back, the hinge screws back in. Got one. Come on. 2. 3. And you know what? Before I do that, I guess I'll go ahead and show you. There are actually 2 types of screws on this hinge, and you can kind of see that. So you can see that there's a short one and then there's a fat one, and that only applies to this left hinge. So the fatter one goes here, the skinny one goes to the left of it. Yeah, and they're very visually distinct. And I'm pretty sure that is there just for reinforcement. And then this screw goes... Nope, that's not that screw. It's got to come through the bottom. It does not, so there's a screw missing. Right there. And it's not very clear. All it says is M2. Ah, I know where it came from. The fan. Okay. Alright. Alright, so that's back in place. We'll move that out of the way. That cable is plugged in. Slide this guy. Nope. I'm doing this out of order. Motherboard screws. Motherboard screw. Motherboard screw goes there. This one is next to the RAM. This one goes over here. And then we have this black one that goes here. Then we have this guy that goes here. And then we have this silver one that goes here. And we have another silver one that goes here. And then finally, we have another black one that goes here. Next, let's go ahead and apply a little bit of new thermal paste on this. Just an eensy little bit. Come on. Every time with this. Just going to put a little dot right in the center. A little dot right in the center just to kind of re-liquefy this stuff once it gets pressed down. Line this up. Actually, this needs to go underneath that. Nope, over. Like that. And then we do it in order. It's got little numbers on it. And we got 1. We got 2. We got 3. And we got 4. And now let me go ahead and brush this out real quick. You can see exactly just how bad that was. Yeah. Slide that back into place. And this goes like that. One, 2 and 3. This goes here. Wait a second. I see what I did. This screw that I put here in the corner is a screw that goes there. You got to make sure you pay attention to where you put your screws. And yeah, and I put this screw in the wrong place as well. And this one goes here. Alright, next, put our Wi-Fi card in. Let's hook up our Wi-Fi cables. Make sure you're following which one is which. Should be a black one and a white one, and it tells you on the card which one is which. As far as where they get hooked up. So that's the white one. Here is the black one. I can do this. Apparently. That. Alright, now we gotta hook up all these tiny little cables. This is for the backlit keyboard. Line this up, in, flip it down. This is for the trackpad, in, flip it down, keyboard, in, flip it down, trackpad part 2. Not sure what this is actually for, because I believe this one is it's for something extra. I wonder if this is for palm rejection. That's in, that's down. Then we have this, which is the speaker over there. That's in. That's in. I want to shove this in here. There we go. And then go ahead and line this guy back up. And you can see where these cables are supposed to be running for like the Wi-Fi, for instance. It's supposed to be going around that. Same with this. It's supposed to be going around that. And then it uses the actual battery itself as a cable management spot. Down and over. Up, down, over. Up, down, over. And then same thing with this guy. We just have to line up this cable with these little guys here. And then, look at that. Cable manages itself into place. And then we got one screw for right there. And is this supposed to be... I think this is. Let me undo that real quick. These are supposed to go like that. Come on. You can do it. You can do it without cross-threading too. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and reconnect the battery. Just push down. Once it's pushed in place, that slides up. And then this goes here. And we got that screw. And then we have that screw. There should be one more right there. Now, moment of truth. Let's flip it over and on. Make sure these speaker cables want to run their own, like, they want to live their own life, man. There we go. And then we'll quickly just go and test this keyboard. Line that up a little bit. No, open notepad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's good. That's good. Alright, we're all good. Trackpad. Trackpad is not working. Trackpad might be disabled. Trackpad was disabled. Alright. We are good to go. Wi-Fi is working, and this is currently in night mode. I'm going to turn that off. There we go. Alright, so let's get this thing shut down. So once it shuts down, we're going to finish putting it back together. And then, as you can see, it's in desperate need of a clean. I'm going to go ahead and give it that clean that it needs. Now, I don't know if I'll reference the video of me taking this apart, perhaps probably at the beginning. This has two different types of screws. We have long boys, we got short boys. Long boys go in these holes, short boys go up front. So, let me get these in here. 1, 2. All right, Emily. How no if needed? Sometimes try just... What are you talking about, Emily? There's that. There's that. And we need to take the screws off. Apparently, I put one of the battery screws in the wrong place. So let's... I was just asking what you were talking about. Alright, we got to take this back off. So this is the importance of remembering or making a note of where you actually put all your screws at. Yeah, I left one screw in there too. So apparently that screw was wrong. So where... Oh, it's supposed to be right there. Durr. I didn't follow my own instructions. I always tell everyone, when you're looking at a laptop, the motherboard is going to have, like here for instance, you can see the little arrow printed on the board. And just right there. That'll tell you where your screws are supposed to go. Alright, let's get this all clicked back in now. Same thing. Put them in order. I give free computers to veterans, Emily. If you're a veteran and you're in need of a computer, all you need to do is come in with your veteran ID, and I will give you a refurbished computer. I will give you, if you're a veteran, I will give you a refurbished computer. I can't afford to give out more than just one to each person. I will help you with problems with the computer for 30 days. And then at that point, if you're having problems after that, unfortunately, I have to charge you. But at least you can get up and running with that. I require a veteran ID card, Emily. That's the only thing I require. Okay. Now that that's done, we need to get into actually giving this computer a little bit of cleaning love. This guy has been dealing with some medical problems, so he just has problems. So going to get that. You can already see that is instantly better. Next, we're going to do the same thing with this. Generally, I tell people you spray the rag, not the screen. In this situation, we're spraying the screen. The screen is actually just caked. So this towel that I'm using is going to have to go to the wash immediately after I get done here. This is pretty bad. No, they're issued by the government, Emily. So as long as you have your government issue ID card, I will get you a computer if I have them. All right. That is significantly better. And do the same thing with the top of this. This guy's not going to recognize this thing when he gets it back. Oh, that's not going to be that's not my computer. Too clean. All right. So far, since we've been doing this program, we have given away, I think, 535 computers to veterans. I think is the number we're up to. And that's over 10 years. All right. All right, let's call this guy. Get this guy out of here. We just decided to help people one day. That was it. All right, and that's it. If that is how you go and replace the keyboard and palmrest on an Asus Vivobook 15. If you like this video, or you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I stream daily on Twitch at twitch.tv/SpecVengeance from roughly 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So stop by, say hi, and maybe learn a thing or two. Peace. Catch you on the next one.